Welcome to Inspire Her on the Achievement Channel, your go-to destination for empowering conversations with women who are shaping culture, redefining leadership, and making an impact that truly lasts. I'm your host, Atinuke Odjenima, and we are broadcasting live from the School of Eloquence studio here in Ikoyi, Lagos. Today's episode is titled From Vision to Legacy, Building a Career That Matters. We will be speaking with two extraordinary women whose journey reflects purpose, transformation, and a commitment to lasting impact. First, we have Esther Evbodaghe, a seasoned finance professional and entrepreneur with over 20 years in banking, including her time as branch manager at Access Bank. She's not just a leader in finance, but also a Christian mentor and ordained deaconess who uplifts women and youth through financial literacy and faith-based mentoring. Our second guest is Zubemma Okwuowulu, a multifaceted professional with a foundation in medical laboratory science and MBA. Her career spans healthcare, hospitality operations, and now tech, where she thrives as a product manager. Zubemma is passionate about the sanctification of work, raising workplace standards, and helping individuals find purpose and dignity in what they do. Welcome, Mrs. Esther. So could you please tell us the key people that influenced your journey into finance and leadership?
Thank you very much, Atinuke. That's an interesting question. Reflecting on my life journey, I would say my father was one of the first people that influenced my life in finance and leadership. My father was an educationist and didn't have a background in finance, but he was able to manage his limited resources, take care of his family, invest, save, and at the same time gave generously to people. So it was my first example of financial wisdom and leadership. The second person I would like to mention is my husband. I met him during my national youth service with Nigeria Arab Bank that transformed to Assurance Bank. Then he was working with Default Commerce Bank. Each time he visited my office, he would say to me, take your job seriously so that you can be retained at the end of your service. I took his advice, put in my best in my job, and at the end of my service year, I was retained. I equally watched his leadership style and his career growth, and I saw him rise to the zenith of his career as he was appointed Registrar Chief Executive of ICANN, a position he served until his retirement. The third person I would like to mention was one of the bosses I worked with in Equity Bank that transformed to Intercontinental Bank.
Tell me that boss is a female.
She's a female.
Awesome.
Her name
because
is
Mrs. You've already mentioned two
females. Yes, she's a female. Her name is Mrs. Kendi Olubi. She was very detailed and organized. At that time, she saw potential in me and would delegate some responsibilities to me that require tact, trusting and believing that I would be able to handle them. And I did. When the bank was repositioning their staff, she nominated and recommended me for the position of a branch manager. And that was what marked the beginning of my career growth. So there are several others. You know, Intercontinental Bank also transformed to Access Bank, where I worked until my retirement. But I would like to stop at these three for now. So my bank journey has been from one transformation to another. Awesome. But I survived them all by the grace of God.
Awesome. Whoa, it's really, really, truly inspiring. Okay, yeah. So, next to you, who or what inspired your transition from medical science into hospitality and eventually tech? That the combination is powerful.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. Before I get to who, let's see that this transition has been anything but linear, but the fact is that I've always had this idea of healing people, and thinking that healing was the highest way that you can care for people. And I started off as a medical lab scientist. And if I continued, I was going to think about research, because I believe in researching, getting to the issues that will help the doctors to diagnose better. But eventually, I realized that healing is not only in hospitals or clinics. It can actually happen in any space where people are cared for. And that was why I transitioned into hospitality. There, of course, you see people are where you welcome people, anticipate their needs, and help people to really be themselves and get to that dignity that they were created for. After that, still thinking about this healing process of people, there are tools that can help make it better. That was my idea of transitioning into products with digital analysis in view, because with people's data, you're even able to heal them better. And all of these things came with this vision of healing that was inspired by my parents. They are people that love people. My parents, they love people a lot, and they believe in people getting better. Doesn't really have to go through medicine, but once you're able to care for the people very well, give them the right food, give them a good ambience, the people will be fine. And that is how we lived all our life. I mean, the children they gave birth to. So they were really my mentors, and they inspired a lot in me.
Oh, you know, sometimes you look at some combinations and you'll be wondering, medical sciences, hospitality, and tech. I mean, I really couldn't wrap my head around the connection of the three. But imagine, hear her on what she said, and really it now makes a whole lot of sense when it comes to tools and products that helps you to give healing to people via care. Fantastic. Oh, whoa. This session, I'm just going to keep quiet and learn. Oh, thank you so very much. So, Mrs. Esther, back to you. Where do you draw your strength from when facing challenges in your career or personal life?
It's a very emotional question, Atinuke, and it is deeply personal. As a Christian, I would say my faith in God. When I get to the end of my strength, I lean on the strength that is greater than mine. I'm lucky that I belong to a church, TREM, where they truly teach us the Word of God. And this has helped me to navigate life and challenges. You know, at moments like that, I anchor my faith on Isaiah 40:31 that says, "They that wait on the Lord will have their strength renewed." And that tells me that I'm never walking alone. You know, at such moments, I search for scriptures relating to the areas that I have challenges. With prayers and spiritual grounding, I begin to find clarity, even when everything around me feels uncertain. So another way I draw strength is from my family and loved ones. You know, at such moment, I think of who is watching me and who is working with me, especially my husband, my children, and my close friends. And I tell myself I have to be strong because I have people I can call on, sit with, and pray with. And before you know it, my problem is lifted. Early in life, I realized that challenges are part of life. There's nothing you can do about it. Trouble just comes. So you can't pick and choose which one comes to you. So at such moment, I say, this is not meant to break me, but rather this will shape me. So generally, that's how I draw strength when I'm facing challenges in my career. Yes, but it's to shape me. Yes.
Okay, so for the purpose of rhymes, should I say it is not meant to break you, but to make you?
Well, you can say that. You can say that. That's interesting.
Miss Zubemma, what does sanctification of work really mean in a professional setting, and how can it transform workplace culture?
Thank you very much. That question is very key. In fact, is one of the things that drives me every day, sanctification of work. In the professional setting, it means bringing intention, purpose, and dignity to your work. Let's see it this way. If each thing that we have to do, have to finally reach its purpose when we work at it very well. And here, remember what I said before, it's still about people. If we are working on something, we have to ask ourselves, what is the goal here? The goal has to be to make sure that that thing is done in a way that it achieves its purpose, like being able to help people. And apart from helping people, the thing itself should be able to bring out the best in itself. This, for instance, example can be, okay, if I'm going to write an email, how will I write this email in such a way that the person receiving it will feel okay? If I have to attend meetings, how will I attend this meeting and give my own points in a way that I don't hurt people? If I'm going to use this tool in product, how will I make it give the user a good experience? So that is sanctification of work, that you work at the thing in a way that it brings out the best in the thing that is being used and also in the person that will receive it. In this way, work culture, any organization that adopts this method, the culture will be completely different because people will feel valued, people will not feel, embittered or anything, and they'll feel relaxed. They'll be able to say, oh, this work is interesting and I'm being valued. So that is sanctification of work in a professional setting. And also, it's not only in professional setting, also in the religious, finally, everything has to give glory to God. That is the end. By the time you sanctify that thing very well, eventually you are giving glory to God in all these things. So that is how you can transform any workplace culture. Yeah, that is it.
Oh, I mean, deep work you're doing. Deep work. And the kind of work that brings in sanity, that brings in calmness, peace, productivity, and empathy. Those are the things I could feel even as you're trying to explain what sanctification of work really means. Thank you for sharing with us. Why is mentoring and giving back such an important part of your mission today?
It's another interesting question.
Absolutely, I believe so. Because I am one advocate of mentoring.
Yes. You see, I'm here today. I didn't get here by myself.
Whoa.
Someone invested in me.
Whoa.
So I'm a product of someone else's investment. There were people who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. They saw something in me that I couldn't see for myself. They saw potential in me, and they took their time to nurture me, listen to me, challenge me, and guided me to become who I am today. So I feel I owe a debt, not just to them, but to those coming behind me.
Amazing.
Mentorship, the only way you can say thank you to a mentor is to become one yourself. There are so many young people out there, especially young women, who are going about without any form of guidance. If I can help any one of them avoid the mistakes that I made or dream bigger than I did, then I've done something meaningful. Oftentimes, people pursue title, wealth, position, influence, and all that. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with that. They are good. But the truth is, those things do fade. What lasts is the impact that you make in someone else's life. Especially when you open a door they never thought they would be able to pass through. Success is meaningless if it ends with you. Today I'm here. I carry the lessons, stories, and sacrifices of all those who poured out their lives on me. Giving back, for me, keeps me humble, and it reminds me that leadership is not about being above others, but rather lifting others. Giving back is my own way of passing the baton with intention. When you have climbed the mountain, you don't remain at the top, you help others find their way. So for me, mentorship is not a side project for me. It's my calling. It's my lifestyle, and I enjoy it.
That's interesting. Interesting, because not everyone thinks like that. Everyone has their personal desires, materialistic things that they are pursuing, and they will pursue those things till death. But that is very inspiring. And I would just also add to say that I heard a quote somewhere that the greatest or the biggest investment is not in anything, but is in people.
Yes.
And your life mission,
Very true.
you know,
Very true.
says a lot about that. Thank you so very much. I would rather go and be a mentor too now. Maybe you first of all start by mentoring me.
Thank you.
You're welcome, ma. Ms. Zubemma, when did you realize your work wasn't just a job, but a mission? When? When was that?
Yeah, thank you. I started realizing it because each time I get a feedback from my colleagues, and they're always happy when I do the task, not just because the task I did it very fast, but what impression it left on them. They would tell you, oh, you made that work easier. This solution you came up with, we are more relaxed with it. I remember when I was transitioning into tech, and I was in the team that was developing a solution that will avoid repetitive tasks. By the time we finished, one of them came thanking that he's so happy, at least now he has time to think. He doesn't have to be in the admin like that, killing himself. And you see, the work is easier for people because you're still thinking of people and their healing. Because healing is not about medicine. It's not about only taking drugs. It's about people's mental space, their mental clarity, the way they want to feel at each time. You have to constantly think about it. And in product, you have to think about it. What solution can I come up with that will help these people feel okay? So after a while, I just realized this is not just a job I'm doing. This is a mission. I'm on a mission to carry out, to make sure that people get to the point where they are okay. Their ambience, everything about them is okay. So with people's feedback and also seeing the improvement I get in my work, and even for other people, give me an idea that really this is not just a job I'm doing. And it's encouraging me each day because like this, I'm able to work in a way that whatever I'm doing, I'm thinking of that person out there. How will he get better? Because some people come in very tired, from jumping one bus or the other to work, and only to meet deadlines, KPIs, metrics. It's not only about that.
And
it's about...
some even have personal challenges.
Yeah, home.
They just have to come to work to show up.
Yeah. So when they shop, they should be able to feel happy. They should be able to do their work, relax, and go home and still continue meeting up with those challenges that they have. So this is one of the things that inspired me to know that it's a mission.
I feel like I should introduce you to plenty. I didn't want to use many HR professionals. I mean, I think your work will build a very conducive and productive workplaces. If a lot of workplaces would adopt that, if they are looking at such in their workplace work culture.
And interesting enough, my MBA, I wrote my dissertation on human resource.
Fantastic. You see, I knew it. I knew, right? Awesome. Because that work, is very connected with people and processes, and how they engage those processes in workplaces. Well done. Well done. Thank you. So now we go on a short break.
Do you feel terrified when speaking before a group? Are you stressed when asked to present? Do you bore people when speaking? Are you stuck with reading word for word? How do you give a speech with polish? Learn how at the School of Eloquence,
the home of public speaking. Attend our practical coaching in public speaking. Call 0802-303-2066 or log on to schoolofeloquence.org.
School of Eloquence, teaching the world to speak.
Welcome back. Mrs. Esther, I'm back to you again. How can young women start building meaningful careers that go beyond just earning a paycheck?
This is a very good question. I would say two things. Self-discovery and skill acquisition. You know, young people, when they are out of school, the first thing they want to do is job search. Rather than start asking, what should I do? They should ask, who am I? When you ask yourself that question, then you begin to discover who you are and who you want to become.
Hold on, please. Say it again.
Like I said before, young people are always in a hurry to go for a job search the moment they are out of school. But my advice for them, if they want to build a successful career, is to self-discover who they are. They should ask themselves, who am I and who am I becoming? When you ask yourself that question, then you begin to see your values, your strengths, and your passion. And the moment you discover what your passion is, you have already charted a career path for yourself. You see, sometimes I think in my head that God knew ahead of time that the labor market was going to be like this. And that is why he distributed talents to each and every one of us. And God, in his infinite wisdom, did not invest all of himself in one person, because that would be too risky to do. So he gave everyone an opportunity to have a talent, a passion for something. So that self-discovery is very important, because that is what will determine what your passion is.
Whoa.
And the moment you discover what your passion is, the next thing is to look for a mentor. There are people who have walked that path before you, especially women. You surround yourself with such women. Ask them questions and listen to them deeply. A good mentor will not just teach you the job, they will also teach you the journey. Find out from them how were they able to navigate challenges and found a balance. Then you take what resonates. When you have done that, you don't stop there. You go and acquire skills. There are skills you need for your journey. You need emotional intelligence, you need public speaking skill, you need leadership skill, you need negotiation and conflict resolution skill. There are several of them. You go and acquire these skills, because these skills will keep the doors open for you and sustain your influence as you go. And when you have mastered your craft, you don't just stop there. You start uplifting and advocating for other women behind you. It's very important for you to do that. I always advise young people, do not pursue title. Don't pursue position. Because those things, they are not relevant. They will fade with time. But pursue purpose. Because a career that is fueled with passion, grounded in values, and committed to service will be bigger than the paid check any day.
Oh.
So it's very, very important to know what any career that burns you out and keeps you emotionally bankrupt is not a meaningful career. You should start to build a career that takes care of your mental health, your relationship, and your rest. It's very, very important. So that's what I advise young women who want to build meaningful career. That is what they should do. They should pursue purpose and not titles. Because those titles, with time, they will fade. But your purpose is what will sustain you.
Well, this is an amazing conversation. Because, usually when young people are out of school,
Yes.
my take home from all that you said, really, I won't lie to you, is that when young women are out of school, the first thing they should do, they shouldn't do is to go look for jobs.
Yes.
No, they should take time out to find who they
are. They should
are.
self-discover who they are.
Self-discovery.
Yes.
So in self-discovery, they'll
your
find passion.
Yes.
They'll be able to identify what their values
Yes,
are,
that thing
know
that
who
will
they
do,
are.
even if they are not paid
Paying
for they
it,
will
they'll
still
still
enjoy
enjoy
to
to
do
do
it.
it.
That's their passion.
Wow. Then after which they should learn skills.
Yes.
Public speaking,
Yes.
emotional intelligence,
Yes.
leadership. You
Yes.
mentioned then get a
Yes.
mentor.
Yes. Very
Amazing.
important.
Amazing.
Thank you very
Wow.
much.
There's something we always say that, when young girls or young people generally say, well, go get a job, but the pressure on job may not be able to deliver when they don't know who they are and what exactly they carry. So the first thing they should do is go find out more about themselves. Awesome. Miss. So where do you see the biggest opportunities for young professionals to find purpose in unexpected fields?
Yeah, I'm sure people are expecting me to say a particular thing, but really everything, everywhere you can find a purpose for yourself.
I agree.
Because it's all about it's not about output, it's about impact. What you will do to make people to feel okay.
It is not about output, but
impact.
about impact.
Yes, so whatever you have to do, like anything, any honest thing can be done. Because if we go back to what we said, that sanctification of what, when you do it, whatever you are doing can have an impact in somebody's life.
I see.
And once that impact is there, then you have a purpose. But if people just go doing things because other people are doing, trying to, I don't know, do things because, yes, this person is a professor, I have to be a professor. You, at the end of the day, yes, you are that professor, but you are not happy because you haven't made the impact. That's not what, you haven't even done it in a way that will impact people. We are just chasing something else. So whatever it is, I'm not saying professor is good, but whatever it is you want to do, make sure that thing must have an impact in people. People are the key here. So whatever we do should. So any job, any young people can look for any job. And good enough, I'm beginning to hear also from young people, those days it used to be either medicine, law, or things. But now, young people are going into different things. And I'm very happy about it. Only that I wish that whatever they're going into, they have to ask themselves, who am I serving here? Who am I serving? Not what, who am I serving? And when you get to the who, the impact will be there. So that is what I advise.
So there's a place for everyone. In all fields.
Just think about it and ask, who will this benefit? And you go ahead.
Number 2, who and not what.
Yes.
So when we think about that, so it's not about what I need to do, right? But it's about who I need to impact. Because when it comes to people, it's about impact. Amazing. Okay, what would you want your legacy to be? And what would you say to young women building theirs?
I want my legacy to be about people and not achievements. I want to be remembered as someone who lived with integrity, discharged her duties diligently, led by purpose, and left people stronger than I found them. Yes, I want to say to young women that they should build character, because your talents will keep the doors open for you, but it is your character your talents will keep the doors open for you, but it is your character that will keep the door to remain open. So it's very important that you build character, because even when your talents open doors for you, your character will have to keep those doors open. So it's very important that young people building theirs should ensure that they build character. And again, I want to say to them that they should start early. Start where you are. Use what you have, because there are people who are already looking up to you for leadership. The world is not looking for more copies. They want to hear your voice, your story, and your truth. And to every young woman out there who is listening to this program right now, I want to say to you, you are the best. So be bold, courageous, forward-looking, positioned, and be your strongest cheerleader in celebrating your successes and achievements.
Awesome. How can individuals in corporate or structured environments begin to infuse more dignity, service, and meaning into their daily work?
Okay, thank you. Well, they should just start small. They start small. What will be important is each day ask yourself, what am I going to do today? How will what will I do that can help uplift somebody today? And when we get to that question, when we arrive to work or even at home, because when we talk about work, people are thinking it's only about going out there to work. A housewife, that is also a job. So if you ask yourself, if I wake up today, how will I make my family members happy? What can I do today that can set this person at peace? You start small. Is it just a little thing? It can be just to smile, and that'll bring something to the table for someone. It can be, okay, if I'm at work, how can I deliver this work in a way that people will enjoy themselves and be at peace? I remember then in my workplace, as a facility person in operations, we're always the first to arrive because we would like to know how, keep the place very okay, the toilets and all that, so that when people come in, they feel good. And also we demand that the people also realize that there are people cleaning those places, so they can't use it anyhow. So it's everybody together in a place, always asking, what can I do to make things better? Of course. Secondly, always think about the dignity of the person. People have dignity, no matter
Absolutely.
who. So that dignity will guide your intentions. So you become intentional about when you are doing something for someone, at work, at home, anytime. So once you have these things and more, things will be fine, So for people, I'll suggest that it's not about climbing ladders. It's about uplifting people all the time. And like that, you'll be able to do a lot for people out there. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so very much for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
So amazing. Amazing. I mean, this is one episode that I've really learned a lot. And I sincerely, as a person, I'm speaking for myself, to be more deliberate in that sanctification. You call it sanctification at work, right? But I think that sanctification, not only at work, but in all areas of our lives, because the life itself is so chaotic, right? I mean, but that will bring a kind of calmness to life and empathy. Then whatsoever thing that we find ourselves doing, we're more productive and we do it more purposefully. Yes. And I think that, for me personally, I don't know, I wish that our viewers too, they will take that and even much more from this conversation. And thank you. I mean, living life to impact other people is a lot of work. Knowing people for who they are, you know what I mean? Because, you want to share, you want to give, but then other people just feel that they're entitled to it. You see, that's the other part of mentoring people. And sometimes people are in different stages of their lives that they don't even know what mentoring is, or whether they even deserve it, or whether they need it. So they just think that they are even the one doing you help. But meanwhile, you are the one trying to uplift them, trying to make impact, trying to make them better and stronger than how you met them. Yes. Thank you so very much, beautiful women.
Nice being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, my pleasure.
My name is Ome Sylvia. Stay tuned to Achievement Channels for more positive information.
My name is Bodea Bifare. Please keep watching the Achievement Channel. Tune in, support them, like, subscribe. Yes, Achievement Channel. Thank you.
What a powerful conversation we've had today. Esther and Zubemma, thank you for sharing your wisdom and your journeys and your art with us. You've shown us that careers aren't just about positions, they're about people, purpose, and legacy we leave behind. To our viewers, Remember, your vision is valid, and with intention and courage, you can build a career that truly matters. Let's keep the conversation going. Follow at Achievement Channel on Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitter, and YouTube for more inspiring stories and updates. Use the hashtag We See Possibilities and share your experience with us. I am Atinuke Odjenima, and we'll see you next time with more stories to uplift and inspire.